Internet, hello Twitch, and even hello YouTube. We're back at the Crescent City Cup here in New Orleans, Louisiana. We have 8 more games of Scrabble today. I'm Conrad Bassett-Bouchard, and I am joined by the one and only on time Jesse Day. How's it going, Jesse? What are you excited for today?
Oh, it is going splendidly. I am excited for high quality Scrabble action,
Nice.
as I always am.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we're going to jump pretty much right into it here with Josh Castellano, who I believe is in first place, and Charles Reinke, I'm sorry, excuse me, Thomas Reinke, who I think is in second place-ish. We're going to play today only seeing part of Josh's rack. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, remarkably open. Well, we didn't need to see anything more
That's
than
true,
that
yeah.
because the tiles have hit the board. Did the timer freeze, or did Josh just move
Just
at light speed?
he moved at light speed. There was really not much to think about there. That's just shouted.
18 seconds is not our record. I think we had a 14-seconder yesterday.
I think it was either 14 or 16, but it was definitely quicker than 18 for sure.
Yes, still a reasonable clip of over 4 points per second,
Yeah.
which is usually what you try to maintain.
Yeah. And it looks like Charles is okay. Final.
Oh, very cool.
Thomas's tiles. Oh, I misread his letters. Cool. He just straight up has it. I thought he had an I. I was gonna make something along the lines of he almost has
Emadams.
Emadams. Nice.
Maybe we shouldn't talk about Emadams, but that's so we don't get banned from Twitch 1 minute into our stream. But he has seen the bingo there, and it's
Yeah.
I think he's just making sure there's nothing preferable through one of the double letters.
Yeah.
With some of those obscure double M bingos, I think these players probably know just about the whole dictionary, but sometimes it's a matter of realizing you even have the chance to play something a little bit obscure. And he gives himself an extra pause and puts down edamames for 65 points.
And it's always the kind of word that'll give you pause because they both know what edamame is and know enough about the Japanese language to know that it's never quite clear if the English dictionary has allowed Japanese words to be pluralized with an S. In this case, yes, but you always have to do like a little double take with foreign words.
Right. Yeah. Some of them do not take S.
Yeah.
Although fewer of those in the world lexicon.
Yeah.
Is this a set of instructions for us? I'm not going to shout into the mic because I think I'm going to spare our listeners in the first round of the day. But
yeah,
it's kind of this is turning into a little story right here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm here for it, honestly. Let's see what the next couple plays bring us. See if it's a sign.
Hopefully it doesn't take a turn for the worse.
Yeah.
So here Josh has the first play where he has to allocate some thinking time. He doesn't just have bingo. Our players here are two of the top experts in North America. They've studied deep into the dictionary. You notice them with the perfectly alphabetical racks. That's how a lot of players study. And they will have drilled their muscle memory. They've been through hundreds of thousands of these combinations through some kind of spaced repetition program. And so they basically can just, you can almost feel it after a point, whether you have something or not. You see the pattern, you recognize it, and when you don't recognize it, well, then it's time to start digging for other plays.
Yeah. And when you recognize it and can't figure out what the word is, you start like bemoaning your brain and how old you've gotten. And
right. That's when it's time to be taken to the glue factory.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, an interesting day yesterday. No player really managed to take much of a lead. So both of these players are at 6-2. I believe there's just a peloton, if you know cycling, where you have peloton, you have people who break away from the peloton. No one's broken away from that yet. It's really anyone's tournament. Even people who just won half their games yesterday at 4-4 can very reasonably win the tournament.
Yeah.
So this is going to be an interesting day because we're gonna find out who's going to break apart from the pack.
Yeah. Or maybe nobody, in which case it'll be super exciting going into tomorrow.
Is
Ganov?
that a word?
What? There's no way that's a word.
Doesn't look very wordy.
There's absolutely no chance that is a word.
Reminder that we're in the world lexicon today, so you might have caught us in with the North American lexicon yesterday,
There's no
and
way.
you see the head shake. So we're going to the challenge computer. Thomas's penalty for challenging this, if he was wrong, is only going to be 5 points.
Yeah.
So in other words, Josh just gets a little +5 bonus for his play. So the incentive here very much favors challenging anything you're remotely unsure about. And Ganav's is not good, and it comes immediately off the board. That's pretty. I can't say I expected that one, especially Josh really hovering towards the topmost experts in North America. That's an uncharacteristic mistake.
Yeah, I think his word knowledge does trend more towards the 7 and 8s, but that said, he had it spelled out, and I didn't think he was gonna do it, but yeah, well, maybe we'll say it's just the effect of being the first game of the day.
Yeah, Bourbon Street's Revenge or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I can tell you, having had dinner with Josh last night, he got really drunk. No, he didn't drink anything.
Yeah,
Actually,
it wouldn't be on brand exactly, but
yeah, I believe the last time that Josh did imbibe more than he would have preferred to was with us in Milwaukee in 2021.
oh boy, what a time.
And on one of those nights, Thomas Reinke was there too.
Yes.
So
What a great trivia
great,
factoid.
yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
Thomas is one of a set of Scrabble playing twins,
There's 3 of them, right?
identical twins.
There's
Sorry,
three of them.
there are 3 ranking twins. You really blew my mind there for a second. But yeah, they're equally talented. They're both top North American experts, and frankly, hard to differentiate, even having known them for 20 years.
Yeah.
And so Thomas takes advantage to play the cue pretty quickly, and he can do it very comfortably because having seen Josh's play, he's probably somewhat confident that Josh does not have an eye for QI, which is the thing you fear the most when you play something like QINS. It was probably the right play anyway, but he can play it pretty securely. And Argonon goes down as a response, which is a pretty nice play. Leaving a lone V is highly volatile.
Yeah.
And that's the only downside of it, but that's actually a very nice scoring play.
Yeah, it's interesting. If he had played that just in the first place and kind of had kept kind of the tempo lead, the V can be kind of nice. Obviously, you don't want to have a V, but he can do a little bit of board control as he builds up his next rack. So in this now it's worse because he's behind, or he's behind a tempo essentially, but we'll see. By the way, unshouted is good.
Unshouted, be shouted, be.
That sounds
that should be a word as well.
yeah.
Unshouted was not.
Unshout
something
is
I would
actually a
guess.
word. It's a verb, I guess.
Right. That rings a very faint bell.
Yeah. Something I feel like I probably knew at one point in my life.
Right. So Thomas, with that last play, did he leave CITO, CITO?
He left CITO, yeah.
So yeah, QINS was actually a setup there,
Yeah.
effectively, where if Josh doesn't play underneath QINS, which was very likely, then Thomas was guaranteeing himself a minimum of CITO for 37. He draws the Z. He almost could have had something really devastating, like I was going to say Zito, but it's something like
Very Zito.
Zite, Zite, could have gone down there for 57. So he doesn't quite get to maximally punish Josh for the phony, but he's in
37 is still pretty good.
very nice spot. I mean, he can play Zoris right now and Argonauts, but something I've learned, especially in Collins, is when you put the Z in the triple letter column, you usually give back most of the points that you accrue. So he's probably gonna, maybe you could think about something here like Zoic, making Zo and on. Looks pretty plausible to me.
Yeah, COZ if you really want to keep the vowel, but
how scared would you be about the spot underlapping QINS? Are you comfortable leaving that there, or do you think he needs to prioritize playing there?
I don't necessarily know that there's a big rush after a 6-tile play. I can kind of assume that on average, a play that's going to go there is about the same as CITO, so that like mid 30s range.
Right, it's quite hard to fit something there with a random rack. Although Josh does have something that goes there, but I mean, just Vide, VIDE, or almost Oxide from him, which is painful, but maybe not
Yeah.
super painful.
I lean towards wanting to like do a bit of rack grooming and trying to bingo next turn, especially with the E open next to edamames. Pretty much everything should play next turn.
Right. And I mean, the case for playing something like Cito here is the Z is usually going to be a good scoring tile
Right.
next turn, but it's
Yeah.
also not an exceptional tile. I think I might have preferred to get the Z there. I think I like your plan there of
Yeah.
playing off the Z with something like Zoic and
Yeah.
keeping bingo tiles. But he's taking a different direction, which is just to try to score consistently over a couple of turns.
Yeah. And he should have a decent Z play next turn. Of course, we know that the last two letters Josh looked at were E blank, so he has said.
Yeah, pretty. I feel like this is a pretty on-brand draw. Actually, this is probably better than average draw for keeping a lone V. Now that I think he had the V and he drew DEGIX blank. So actually, you could say he probably would have bingoed if he didn't keep a V.
Yeah, probably.
But playing XED for 54 points, leaving a blank is right where you want to be.
Yep. And, Thomas did get a pretty solid draw. Obviously, no bingo, but he'll be able to play the Z off for pretty decent points.
That's right. He can just play Fez, Fox, and
Play-
ENE or something like that. Or do you see something secure?
He might look at Forze alongside Fox, but Fez seems like if nothing else.
I would want to keep the R.
I would
here.
I would too.
Maybe play shorter. And I mean, thinking about it, if he had played, it's not super useful to delve into counterfactuals, but would he have a bingo with EEFORST if you swap the T for a Z? Did he? I don't know that he would have had a bingo here.
Reforest fits.
Reforest. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he would have had a weak bingo.
Yeah.
Making you turn on your brain this morning. So I almost prefer what he's doing to just score the Z and then bingo next turn. I mean, of course, it's not guaranteed to work out that way, but it's his plan looks like it's working out quite well for him.
Yeah.
They're both doing well. Well, Josh is doing especially well because he now has both of the blanks.
Yeah.
If you're wondering what that golf is on the right side of his rack.
Well, if he plays 8-Vos or something, maybe there's a chance at Thomas drawing the triple. I don't know.
Yeah, interesting spot. You have so many options with both blanks. I think a lot of new players get really scared and overwhelmed when you have both of them, and they spend all of their time just trying to scramble through and find any kind of bingos and kind of telescope in on that. But you could do a lot of things here. You could play off one blank as a scoring play. You could try to draw into a really big bingo if there's a good spot on the board for an especially large play. And Josh, expert that he is going to figure out how to get the utmost out of his double blank combination.
Chat sees 8-Vos and Vuggiest, which is definitely safer. What you see anything notable here? Or?
Nice job, chat. You're locked in today. I think Vuggiest is the way to go. 8-Vos would put the E in the triple lane, and that's exactly what you do not want to do.
Yeah.
So in terms of Josh's inference of what Thomas has, Fez and Cito, Cheens, they don't really speak so much to what Thomas has kept, except that a good heuristic is the more turns it's been since your opponent bingoed, the better their rack is going to be on average. So he's going to be guarded about opening up the board because he knows that Thomas has probably been working on something on his end.
Yeah. It will be worth noting if he plays Vuggiest, there will be a longer term problem with this board because you'll always have that column 2 bingo lane next to the T where it ends, which no matter what you play is going to open the triple, and there's no real way to address it given Fez and Cito. So nothing wrong with that, just worth noting that it could be fun down the stretch.
Right. It will be hard to block that
Yeah.
the rest of the game.
Yeah. That's the kind of like volatility that like kind of freaks me out a little bit, but not enough to make me do something like play 8 foes here, unless I know that my opponent's rack is re-arose and that I'm getting the E to myself.
Oh wow.
But I
He-
don't know that.
He's actually gone for eight votes here.
It's entirely possible he missed Vuggius. Like eight
Vuggius,
foes
yeah.
is the kind of word that like stands out. Like you see it. If you know the word, you're just gonna see it.
Well, even for a top expert, double blank racks are top.
Yeah. Oh, they're
I see Josh Castellano on the blank bingos every day on Aerolith, and he's very proficient at them. But there is a difference between
Yeah.
finding them in a laboratory setting and
Yeah.
actually going and doing that in a tournament where you're playing 8 games a day. The fatigue accrues from one day to the other, and he's decided not to spend too much more time here and find something like Buggiest.
Yeah.
And it's actually going to work out for him because Thomas, we can see, has re-arose the 7-letter bingo on his rack, and it's not going to be able to do anything with the E. So Josh is going to get away with this.
It's gonna be Let's see what may have a shot at a triple honestly from either player next turn. Hopefully, we see some fireworks here personally.
Yes.
And again, remember that be shouted, unshouted still looming at some point to completely open that left side of the board.
Right. No reshouted, but
No reshouted.
So Thomas can only do re-arose here on the right of making EE, correct?
That's what I see, yeah.
So yeah, we're heading towards a board right now where there's going to be 2 triples.
Yep. This should be
Fun.
interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
Fun for me.
Oh yeah. As an observer, this is exactly what I want to see.
Possibly stressful as a player.
As a player, I'd be a little stressed right now. Well, as Josh, I would be stressed. Well, I don't know. I'd be stressed as both of them.
Both
I'm
of them.
kidding. I'm just always stressed. Well, I'm not really kidding. One notable thing, EE as a word doesn't take too many hooks when you need to start with something. True, there is a double lane that has been opened by re-arose, but you're looking at the L, the K, and the N. Ooh, the air conditioning has got turned off. It's kind of nice.
I think that's the polar vortex outside.
That's fair.
It's not that cold in New Orleans, but
Yeah.
it is. Somehow the Scrabble players always seem to bring the unseasonable chill.
It's just not snowing this.
Not
year, it
everywhere they
seems.
go. That would be really sad. But in New Orleans, that's how it's been the last few years.
So both have kind of average racks that seem like maybe with the right letter they could do something, and there are plenty of letters open.
Typical post bingo racks, I would say.
Yeah.
There's usually a few glaring flaws.
Yes.
Yeah, Josh. So they're completely level at this point.
Yeah.
So neither of them can sacrifice points to block because they kind of just need to embrace the volatility of the position and try to clean up their racks and score and try to bingo first. And Josh could do something here like what's top.
That's all I see.
Through the A leaves out, which out is one of those. Oh, out part. Nice.
Yeah,
that's a noun, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Like the out parts of civilization. I don't want to think about what else that could mean.
It's just an outlying part.
Yeah.
It's a noun.
Okay, it's a noun. Yeah, I like that he played. I think this is actually a really clever play because the way the board was set up, it looked like there were 2 distinct scoring spots, and he has managed to make a play that actually blocks up both of them really nicely. So Thomas is not going to get to play through the E. I don't think, given his actual letters, I don't think he was going to anyway, but that is statistically a really dangerous spot, and Josh has found a way to score nicely and block that. So well done, Josh.
And burn through his entire cruddy rack. The W is actually not bad here because of that O and re-arose. He's got a pretty good chance of getting some points with that in a worst case scenario. And also, when I said all those hooks for EE, I neglected the W hook.
That's right. EU. Yes. EEW is a word. Josh almost drawing into Woodula if he had a second U instead of an E. Just one of those times where you say, why didn't you give me
Yeah.
more used Halgons?
Yeah.
Um,
Wanderer noting the back hook for out party. Seems like that should be a word.
that
It's not, but
I could see myself talking. I could see being talked into that
yeah.
in the right circumstances.
Yeah.
Depending on my frame of mind and tiredness in the
Mhm.
tournament.
How much partying you've been doing in New Orleans.
Exactly.
Ra-
So
Rarify suggested opening another triple. I don't know. This rack looks like it's not bad. Nothing amazing really stands out.
I think I would probably just do fairy here and
Yeah.
keep AIT instead of rarify, but just because playing the Y there is going to get back a lot of free points.
Yeah.
And AIT doesn't really do anything exceptional here, but it's a bit of a waiting move, let's say.
And it's the last T, so the T does have a slight outsized value here.
Good call out on that.
The A and the I are pretty average. There are a lot of 1-point letters left. Overall, the tile pool itself is pretty okay. It's just lacking in power tiles. It's just the J, the K, if you look at the K that way, and the 1S to come. So that 1S remaining could be helpful.
That could be an important ingredient. There is a hook for the S on out parts.
Yes.
EES, of course, is not a valid word. And yeah, I think fairy here has a small added benefit also of blocking some potential A-letter bingos. It blocks the out parts hook, which Thomas does not have.
Right.
It blocks the A and the R for 8-letter bingos. And I think there's quite a lot of merit to just gumming up the works and playing fairy right now.
Yeah.
In case your opponent has drawn into another bingo.
I agree. And he also has tempo too, right? So he plays for 30 points. He's going to be up a few points, drawing into a pretty okay bag. So he's not even behind. So it serves his best interest to kind of do a little something with the board each turn, so long as he is a little bit ahead.
Yeah, he has very much a fighting chance. It can't really pick a favorite at this point.
Right.
The J that Josh has drawn is going to be interesting because there are some nice scoring plays right where fairy is going to go, and after that I don't actually know what I guess he can do Jehu, but we kind of talked already earlier about the downsides of playing a power tile. So the JQXC, playing the power tile into a triple lane is super volatile. A lot of if you do that for 40, it's often just not worth it because of how big of a play you get back in return.
Yeah.
So
With the J, it's often not as bad as the Z because the J is just not that great a tile, whereas the Z is usually a pretty good tile. Interestingly, here though, if you look at Jehu, he leaves WLDA, which means he's going for one of the 4 I's for Wilja in the events
isn't
that
it just a T?
no,
Or,
it's
oh
an
yeah,
I
Wilja.
too,
Yeah. Well, WILGA.
with
JAA.
4 I's to come. Obviously, Thomas has
Yes.
2 of them. There's a chance that, or Jod, of course. There's a chance that Charles could miss the 5-letter J play, and Josh is drawing into some good ones.
Right. That's actually sometimes you want to embrace the volatility and just
Yeah.
put the J out there, pray that your opponent
Yeah.
can't do anything with it, so you get successive 50-point plays. So it's always
Exactly. Yeah.
a good feeling. But that's probably not what you want right here because of how deadlocked it is.
Yeah. I mean, I think it'll depend on what his other options are. It could be forced if there's nothing, but
Do you think there was a reason there for furry versus fairy? Was it just trying to block the O as well, just to block things up even more, or what do you think the difference was there?
I honestly thought you were mispronouncing furry the whole time, and I wasn't really sure. So in my brain, furry is what I was looking at the whole time. I assumed it was more for the overall blocking. I like semi-neutral, or well, completely neutralizing the was it column 11, the double version of it. I'd rather force him to start from EE. So yeah, I think it's just like maximum volatility
Containment,
containment. There we go.
blocking
Yeah.
the once in a while bingo through the O, or
Yeah.
down a 7-letter bingo starting adjacent to the O. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
It may have just been a shout out to the Pacific Northwest, from which I hail. We love our furs there.
Yeah, I sort of wonder if he should have made that move faster,
Yeah.
because the difference between fairy and furry is pretty minute, and we did see that he identified a play there maybe a minute or two before he actually played it. So 12 minutes is going to be a decent amount of time for the rest of his game, but especially if we get the game is so tight right now. If we get into a thorny end game, he may come to regret
Yeah.
not having more time.
He did pretty far into the turn spell out Rarefy, so he did find it, and I think he was considering it briefly.
I see.
And I see the appeal of wanting to think about it, but I do completely agree with not playing it here.
Yeah, it just seems to give back too much free stuff.
Yeah. Interestingly, if Josh does play Jehu here, it would give Thomas a great way, to your point, Juliet, to get rid of a bunch of 1-point tiles that he can't really do much of anything with right now. All of a sudden turns into a nice 39-point play, drawing into an okay tile bag.
Yeah, a lot of times in my experience with specifically with putting power tiles into the triple word score lanes, it's not so much about allowing a 60-point play, it's allowing your opponent to play all of their worst tiles,
Right.
and especially their 1-pointers,
Yeah.
and turn that into a high scoring play. Julia, what else are you going to do with
Right.
EILTU? Are you ever going to score 39 points if you're not bingoing? No, there's absolutely no chance, right?
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing, that's the kind of play that's allowed by sticking the J into space here.
Right.
I don't see an alternative, to be
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah.
The chat asks, what else would you do here? And I have no idea. I think you just have to go for it and hope not to get punished. But this is going to work out pretty nicely for Thomas, I would say.
Yeah. We're open if other plays are out there.
Yeah, let's put on our Nigel hats
Yeah.
and see what else we can come up
Yeah.
with here.
Also sad that I would say WAULED, Wald. I kept meaning to say that and then never said it.
And he is doing, I see. So he's doing Wald here, holding the J.
Yeah. I saw that like 3 minutes ago and then never said it.
Very interesting. Kind of a further blocking play. I don't think keeping the J here is something you want to do, because there just isn't a great spot for it. I mean, I suppose he could draw into a J play from the A that he just placed from Wald.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess they're both mutually just saying, well, I don't have it, so I'm not letting you have it.
Right.
And he doesn't know that Thomas's rack did not particularly improve. But
Exactly.
yeah, but you see the merit of Josh's play, because Thomas is going to have to burn more time here again, because there's nothing, there's just nothing that jumps off the page.
Yep. Josh also may be thinking about the extensions to shout it. I don't know. He got a B and an N, but he didn't get the U or the E. There's something to be said for making your opponent think.
Right. Versus an autopilot
Yeah.
play.
Now, is there ever any chance here that Thomas opens that L far enough in space for Josh?
Yes. Brinjals, which means
Yeah.
eggplant in Hindi.
Like Ali almost does it, but not quite. I don't know that he would open up a bunch of stuff right now anyway, but the nice thing about drawing the B here, of course, was pretty much one of his best outcomes. Josh's best outcomes of playing Wald was drawing Jib and Ja, Ya, and Bo for like 41. So this is the best case scenario for Josh, or close to best case scenario for Josh here, where he could play Jib, keep AINRS.
Right. He's being rewarded for holding the J there, which I literally just said I didn't see that he could get that much out of it, but there were actually a lot of letters that could go there, the B, the N.
Yeah.
So well done, Josh.
Yeah.
Making Thomas go into the tank.
Though,
You see what I did there?
yes.
Never mind. Yeah. Let's move on.
I will say, with Thomas's letters now, he has Tui spelled out, and there is actually, since Jehu was not played, a pretty good spot for that. And so Thomas basically gets to use up his like on turn advantage. He's kind of up a tempo, but now his tiles got worse. So he's kind of using up that tempo here to stay in the game. With something like 2e, he'll be down after this turn, but he'll still effectively be even. Thomas's clock has stopped at 12 minutes and 7 seconds forever. He just needed to have more time than Josh.
Yeah, that has to do with some of the nature of space time here in Louisiana.
Yeah.
When you come here and you feel that the passage of time is slightly different,
Yeah.
particularly in the evening hours. That's actually a manifestation of what's happening to the clocks here.
Correct.
In all seriousness, I ran into this with the last tournament I commentated, and it's just an annoying peccadillo of OBS or something. So bear with us. He has 9 minutes. It's working now.
Yeah. We love our stream team here. We love being able to do this. And yeah, as a note, the clock itself, like for the actual players, is functioning just fine. Although Thomas may wish he had a few more minutes. Who knows?
What do you think of Tui versus Litu here? Litu sandwiches nicely, making a Lu, Mill, 8, Mud.
Oh,
He's going to pick Tui.
Inside. Ooh.
Yeah. What do you think of how would you pick
Let's see.
one of those? Litu would have been more points. It would have been 25. Tui is
yeah, to me, it'd
21.
lead to without a question. I don't know why you wouldn't play it. It's great. And sorry, I should say you asked for actual analysis. Thomas is keeping an L here. I'm looking at the pool and seeing that it was a 18 to 12 consonant vowel ratio. So I don't mind keeping a vowel heavier leave here.
Right.
Or some points.
The L especially doesn't seem especially like a nice tile that.
Right.
How many times can I say especially in a sentence? The L doesn't seem like a tile I want to keep with 2 more lurking.
Exactly.
Either.
Now, interestingly, so Josh has the JN and not the JB, which leads me to believe that he does not know unshouted, but knows B shouted or C's. Because why would you ever keep the B here?
Maybe he just doesn't know the word jib.
He also might not know the word jib.
You know, I was talking to him yesterday. I said, "Josh, I like the cut of your jib," and he just looked at me funny. I don't know what happened there. Maybe I think I've figured it out now.
So this is interesting. You never, ever, ever play Jin unless you don't know jib.
It's a really cool decision. I think it's justified, especially on these type boards. A lot of times, obviously you're the type board expert, but on these type boards, in my experience, it becomes about identifying the biggest opportunities and covering them yourself, and then also working. You have multiple turns often in this closed context to work towards a big play.
Yep.
And I think that's exactly what he's done there.
Yeah.
And it'll be really interesting to see if it pays off for him, because he would have had a bingo that fit. He would have had Saronic to the right of Wald, making us. I don't know if that's going to stay open. I think his calculus is, and probably rightly so, is that I'm not likely to bingo on this increasingly tightening board. So let me vie for Beshouted and use that. That's the edge that he's going to try to obtain.
Yeah, I would say the counterpoint to this is that because he's now taking a little bit more of a commanding lead, if you will, he might force Thomas to open up the board, because that A in Wald, like at any point in time, someone could make a 5-tile play there, and most likely you want to be on the receiving end of that play with good tiles. So in many ways, I don't know that Thomas is going to do that this turn, but when that probably happens at some point, and Thomas has taken that spot we just saw.
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of want to have the best tiles possible if your opponent opens on the right side. So worth considering. In this case, however, maybe Thomas will draw the B and get B shouted himself.
Right, that's entirely possible. They can both go for that.
Yeah.
Josh, can you just play Bro and Nu here, NOO? For 28, keeping ACIRS, or do you think he's going to go for Beshouted again?
Well, I start to look at the tile pool here, and now it's starting to get pretty bad. And after liner, there's just the board is just dead. So in many ways, I think it's pretty cool to actually keep mucking up the board.
Just keep going for it. Yeah.
Because Josh knows that pretty much at this point on every rack, he will have a better leave than his opponent. His remaining tiles should be better than Thomas's on every rack for the rest of the game,
Right.
barring a bingo or something.
So he would never play something like Abbassai here from the A, even though that's a traditional scoring play, 36 points. It just opens things up unnecessarily, right? Like he just wants to keep things tight. And
I think so. I don't really see I just don't see a need to do it at this point. He's kind of he has the lead. And he has the last S too. So at any point in time he could try to save that spot for some crazy setup. I don't know.
right, I was almost thinking, can he play a back here like ABAC? Well, that takes a back, so that's not quite it. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of really nasty. Like he could play SIE right now from the A and set up the last S.
Yeah. Now, interestingly, he had SAIC set up, making meds, which means he's very committed to the B shouted.
Wow, like, caching the last S there. I don't. Geez, I would think that just the response that Thomas is going to have from the C would really make it feel like you spent your S in vain there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to recognize the commitment to the part. I mean, there's another B in the pool too. That's why I would just play bro and just keep an eye on whether I draw the other B.
Exactly.
I think that's what I would do here.
Yeah. He has the S. He's saving acais for 30 next turn. He's saving sake for 32 next turn. Like, B shouted scores 45. It's not scoring 80.
Yeah, right. It's not such a massive improvement. I still think that that S is going to be so critical. I mean, do you think you can go for acai right now? No, do you think it opens too much, or it's too blockable, or what do you think?
I think it opens too much, and I think it's both things because he's winning and has better tiles. There's no real reason to invite this like unnecessary volatility because he can kind of look at the tile pool and be like, as long as nothing is open, Thomas can't do much except also play B shouted or play something from that A. If he plays something from the A, I want to have good tiles. So to me, it's kind of just like, why bother? I don't know.
Well, you might just guarantee a win if your opponent doesn't bingo. Basically, that would be my argument.
Yeah.
That's why I would have to strongly consider it.
Yeah. I mean, it has to be at this point in the game, the potential for a setup there has to be on your radar. Both of their radars, like for sure. Personally, I mean, like it's been in like couple. Basically, once Josh got the S after Wald, it was immediately like, okay, got to have that middle right triple word score. Like that's just like locked in on that spot for the rest of the game. Worth noting for folks, some of the newer Scrabble AI out there, Macondo, etc., has kind of opened the Scrabble community's eyes, or folks using it to like the power of setups. Not that Nigel didn't already do this. Sorry, I'll pause for a sec as he's looks like playing sake after all that. Wow. I don't know.
I would never do that.
I would never do that.
I don't mean to be too critical. Well, Josh can handle it because he's one of the best, but
and a troll.
He's spending your S. I mean, Thomas is just going to play crawl and claw.
Yeah.
And spending your S, that your S is such a valuable weapon for the rest of the game. I can't imagine playing my S there. I would just play bro.
Yeah. And not the least of because, I mean, okay, sure, he's, he'll get B shouted, which is clearly what he's going for, unless Gobbier is good, right?
That sounds right.
B shouted also opens 2 big lanes. And so that's like, they're not likely, but he doesn't need to. He has he has control of the game.
Well, your opponent can just beat you to the pass. They can just play Bouchard themselves, and it's like, oh, well, I just spent my S for 32 points.
Right. So I think that was personally think that was a little too clever, but
yeah, I mean, the one thing that's great is that Josh will definitely discuss. I think he's a good postmortem analyzer, so we can cut over after the game. We'll definitely hear his rationale. It'll be really interesting to get his perspective versus ours.
Yeah. To come back to one point I was making before. So one thing that the Macondo engine has really taught a lot of people, it's kind of I said it's shown light on how powerful setups can be. The natural response to that statement is yes, but have you ever seen Nigel play?
Right.
My counterpoint to that is yes, Nigel kind of showed us it was possible, but we never could really understand why. Makondo's actually, you can inspect the rationale. And so we're starting to see in these moments where maybe that 4-tile play from the A setting up that last S, we can actually measure why a play like that might be really good now.
Yeah, we're on a really exciting cusp of Scrabble understanding
Yeah.
and analysis. I am super excited for the future, both because there's so many great players coming up the ranks and because our analysis tools
Yeah.
are we're about to have Monte Carlo simulations that
Yeah.
that include that don't just do the static best
Right.
play and that actually do simming all the
Yeah.
way down the tree. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah. And Josh is at the forefront of that. He's one of
Yes.
the few people. So like if anyone has a competitive advantage in terms of understanding the future of this, interesting.
So this one I don't get because there are so many vowels left. There are 10 vowels and 6 consonants. So I guess he was worried about playing off his lone vowel and keeping 4 consonants, which is understandable, but you're gonna well, actually, he only drew 1 vowel into that, which is pretty interesting. So the pool must be pretty heavy on the vowels.
Yeah.
I mean,
think so.
he can play wild now because I mean, this is part of playing Josh playing off the S is now Thomas could play something like wild and not get punished for it. Before, basically any move that Thomas would consider, you'd have to say, "Well, can I get punished if my opponent has the S?"
Yes. I think he was going for something like a veil or something, like a big play with that A, but that's I don't know. Like a
Keeping the A for that makes sense. Yeah.
I think that was his goal, is to try to maximize his odds of getting a spot,
I think he had to give up a lot of points
but he gave up a
to
lot of
do
points
that.
to do it. Yeah, that's the
I would have been tempted to do something like claw.
yeah.
So okay, yeah, Josh has both Bs, which is pretty interesting. If Josh plays Beshouted right now, which he may not want to do because he may not want to open the bingo lane, but Thomas is going to be 1 tile off of Playbook. He might end up having to fish a V and try
Yeah.
to go for Playbook. It's going to look pretty rough for him because he hasn't drawn a lot of good.
Yeah. But now he could just play bro and save be shouted, to Wanderer's point.
Because he drew both Bs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now bro is looking like a great play. Who knows? Maybe he'll play bro and what did Thomas even draw from the A? Did he hit anything?
What he drew KOY.
What good plays even play from the A? I just assumed he was going to get something because the pool seemed pretty good for that. I mean,
Well, he didn't draw an E, which would
Yeah.
have certainly helped.
yeah. Now, if Josh doesn't play bro here, Pry, making Noi,
Right.
and your favorite word to say this tournament, J-
Jeff.
JP keeps coming up. All of a sudden, that's a scary.
Why me in particular?
Yeah. It came up like in 2 other games.
No, I know.
Yeah.
So yeah, you kind of have to play bro to be honest, the fact that Charles has such good plays, scoring plays where bro goes is why Josh should have played bro last turn.
Yeah.
Because he could have just gotten immediately stung with a 42 point 2-tile play of Pry. And that's really devastating in such a tight board situation. That's why he should have played bro last time. He doesn't play bro. Wait, did he track wrong? Is he worried about ED ending bingos? He's just so sure that he's going to play Beshouted next turn that he just thinks all he has to do win is to block the D for 8-letter bingos. Is that what he's doing?
I guess so. The nice thing about bro is it actually set up Jabber as well. So you had 2 big, huge BE spots. So I honestly, he could just outrun a bingo to the D.
Well, I want to tell him, Josh, you can lose this, man. Like Beshouted is not
Yeah.
going to guarantee a win. Pry goes down immediately.
Yeah.
So I mean, Thomas is going to have a veil. If he draws an E, is he going to draw an E? Surely he's going to draw an E, right? Well, yeah, he's gonna draw an I. And he's going to have a veil. He's
Yeah.
not emptying the bag, so I mean the end game tempo of playing Pry is outstanding. He left one tile in the bag. He didn't empty the bag, which means Josh doesn't have perfect information about his rack, which will make Josh's decision harder.
Yeah.
I sort of feel like Josh is kind of
Like he got
opened the
over.
door to losing in a position where he should have been the commanding favorite.
Yep.
He might still win though. Or he probably is the favorite to, if he just plays the counted. Wow, that was out there. If he just plays the shouted and Avail
It's gonna be
goes
close.
down, but his rack is so bad. How is he going to get through that?
Yeah.
Thomas could go out first and win.
Does Thomas have a good last spot for AKO? He can play OK, like at the top left, but
He can play Boak to go out BOAK,
yeah.
which should be popular, familiar to fans of the show Dairy Girls. If you, that was a great pandemic watch. I don't know if you know that one.
Shout out to my mom listening in from freezing Toronto.
Oh yeah, Avail is going to set up Koa as an out.
Oh yeah, it sets it up. Yeah.
Actually, Josh is trying a useful letter out of here. He's trying to end, so he has begone.
Yeah. And Globe?
Does it Engobe? Yes.
No. Is N Globe?
Oh, if Avail goes down,
Avail goes down,
Englobe. That's right.
Englobe
He has
is good, right?
Englobe. Wow, that is quite fortunate.
He'll have to be 100% sure of it.
Can oh my god, I just called him Charles.
We have
pretty funny.
We have multiple times, I think.
Have we really?
According to chat, we have, yes.
That's outstanding.
Yeah.
He challenged that?
He's officially challenged it. Wow.
Oh, I guess he thinks he can't win. Well, he's down 52, which is a lot. But
He's probably done the math.
are you sure? I mean, so what he can do there is he doesn't have to Avail right now. He can do okay. He can do okay top left, okay and kit. That's
Yeah.
27. I guess the problem is that Josh actually has plays from the A himself now that he drew the N.
Yeah.
So he can do a Gene or a Gon.
Yeah, a Beal. Yeah.
A Beal? I don't think he has an L.
Good point.
Yeah, that N was actually a colossal draw. Like if so let's see. Yeah, so Thomas drew AI, is that right? So if he draws AN and Josh draws another draws another vowel, like either the A or the I think he would lose.
It would be close. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't mean to be a Josh hater here because I'm a big fan of his game. I like casting his games, and he's a great player. And he took a really unorthodox, to me at least, route to winning this one. Yeah, I think it took a bit of good fortune they drew the second B, but he got the job done. He had a plan and he executed on it. So you gotta give him credit for that.
Yeah. This also feels like it's a game one of the day sort of thing, where like maybe you hone in on something you wouldn't otherwise do. I don't know. I feel like the first game, like this for me historically, round 9, so the first game of day 2 of an event is like my brain is usually just the most mush, and I'm just like I just want to get the win. So, and you can see like he made a lot of sacrifices and was still able to win.
Right.
So he was probably he had some room to maneuver here. But I don't know, maybe he doesn't make that play in round 6 today or something.
I think another key juncture here was Wild. I just don't think Wild threatened enough. Although it did elicit Coyer, which is interesting as a blocking response. So maybe the threat of ED bingos was really that big, but I really think he should have gone for Claw there for the 11 extra points and just hope to draw vowels and fill in. And if he does Claw, Avail, and another play, that's That's a more powerful and threatening sequence.
I think so. I mean,
oh my god.
and we'd
Okay.
have to
okay.
and
Yeah, the rest-
Lagobe. Oh, good old and Lagobe.
I can't believe it almost happened.
Yeah, that's copper DE.
Whew.
But I was gonna say something.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. I think he outruns Bingos to the D. Like I don't even think he needs to worry. Anyway, the game's over. I think we're gonna go to the board mic. Let's hear what they have to say
Sounds
about
good.
us.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of this at all.
Oh yeah, that was key. That was like, I felt like whoever gets that, like the other guy needs to bingo, or that's fucking it.
Yeah,
Oh,
if I-
excuse, pardon my language.
Watch your language, Josh.
Yeah, they may have cut the mic.
Ooh.
I think unshouted is good too. I was also considering going for that.
I didn't even think about looking for that. I didn't have any of them. Yet.
Yeah, so I made
But
some.
if I know he shouted is here, I know I have to do something.
I don't. Well, you probably have to go for unshouted because the bees.
Were there U's left after I played 2? I don't think.
There weren't. I think that was the last one. Yeah, I made some weird looking plays. Like I had the B when I played this. I had like the B when I played this.
Place where you know you have B.
And then I kept. Well, I drew into Gavier when you played Wild, and I thought the only way I could lose is if you bingo like to the D or to the D. So I'll block this, keeping B shouted, and then even after you get the 40-point bomb there, I was like pretty good. This and this is too much.
Yeah. You almost gave it to me. Tony and Glove, I go out with Koa and win easily.
Huh?
If you pony here, I win easily.
Yeah.
Should I let it go? I should. Yeah. Is there Y here or anything?
No.
Okay.
I don't like that. I think it's just S.
I had Raline on this turn.
That's a good play. You gotta turn
I
over.
felt like I had to like open.
Oh,
up
open?
something, but I didn't have a good play that did that.
I was gonna bingo if you did that in the game. Like what would you have played?
Like that's the thing. There was like
Yeah.
Alien or something.
Yeah, I would
AR.
have played like Isobaric GG
Okay.
because I had Cabrios when I played this.
Okay. Okay. Well, that makes me feel a little better. It felt wrong because I drew so bad after it.
I don't know. It seemed decent. Stay in there.
Yeah, I was setting up Cito when I played Sims.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't have. Well, obviously because I phoned. So that was so dumb. That's the one that's like not good.
I thought I was high. That's why I sounded so sad challenging because I thought it's good and he would never make this mistake. I'm just looking like
That's like the one of them that's not. I guess it just slips. Like, yeah, no, I guess it's good with the F. I thought the one with the F was phony, but that one is good. GANOF. F? Yeah, that one's good.
You picked the one.
I picked. It looks like I picked the one, the phony. Yeah, I picked the phony one. I feel like I may have done that before.
I've done it before, yeah.
I wonder if there are any. I didn't want to. I bet there's a better play other than 8-0 there. Maybe. No, you're shaking your head.
Look at that rack.
I mean,
Where are you playing it? The A?
well, not even a bingo. Just like I'm both blanks. I don't know.
Okay, well,
Spend one blank.
Where are you playing where that's worth it at all?
Let me see. I'll find out. So that's the only 7.
Quick Macondo it right now.
Thieving, Thriving, and Buggiest. Ooh, I didn't see Buggiest. Oh, I can play Buggiest here. Well, this is way more.
Buggy is here.
No!
Man, what a scrub.
Wow,
You're such
that
a
was
scrub.
bad.
You are.
What?
This is an indictment of your whole
Oh
character.
my god, that's an awful play.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I had to kill both triples without part.
I mean, that was good. That was a good play.
Oh, Buggiest. That's like the easy one. Why didn't I think of that?
2 blanks.
No excuses. Oh, that was a sad game. I'm sorry.
I can't believe I lose to players like this. Like, I see my opponents making obvious mistakes, and you just sit there, it's like, good game, man.
Yeah. Must be really frustrating being you. Like, surgically set up the eye setup, which I don't have. I should just play Argonaut and get it over with.
We should interview Josh and say, how does it feel to be
Yeah, so were you going for
luckier than good?
shout extensions at all?
I had
No, I'm responding to chat.
I know.
Those were that was
Yeah,
like
itself.
really.
That's like key.
It was really
Like,
key. Those are really
You
important.
have a huge advantage the whole game.
Well, like early in the game is like there's like well yeah like, as it gets closer to the end it's like and also because I didn't want to play it too early to give you a bingo, but if I play it too late you're just gonna like drop the K or something and then I'm screwed.
We'll just give it one more minute. Looks like they're wrapping up.
Oh, that's I forgot about Bouchard. You could see where my hopes and dreams just evaporated.
That's interesting. Bouchard. He didn't know Bouchard, or he didn't see it.
Well, at least we gave the commentators something to talk about.
I would say let's wrap things up.
Unless they were just making in-jokes the whole.
Well, that was one to start the day. I think we're gonna take a break for a couple minutes and be back. I assume that some flavor of Josh is gonna be in the next game, but we'll be back here from New Orleans in just a couple minutes for round 10 of 20 and round 2 of 8 today. See you in a couple minutes.